Come on, you fucker. There we go. Yeah, there they are. Thought I had my gloves with me when I left last night. Gesundheit. Surrounded by disease. Holy shit. Everyone's frosted.
Yeah, a few seconds.
Temperature must have dropped quite a bit.
It's gotta be in the 20s.
Oh yeah, I better watch the fucking ice patches. Probably a few out there hiding.
Black ice.
Mm-hmm.
So today's what, the 17th, 18th?
Mike said it was the 18th. I guess now it's the 19th. Must be after midnight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it is. 12:23. Yeah.
It's off by like a minute or something, but that's more or less right.
It's the 19th. I think it's another 3-4 weeks. We'll see the next episode of Walking Dead. I know sometime in February it comes back. I don't think I've seen the coming attractions yet, so it's not immediate. Two more things sold on eBay tonight. So.
Tonight, yeah?
Yeah. Two big, heavy cast iron valve handles. I had 4 I found in a bucket down the tracks. Brought them up, threw them on there. Now all 4 have sold.
What was the big thing that sold? Headlights?
The headlights. And that's they're selling. They're not sold yet. They're up for auction for another 12 hours. 1935 Pontiac.
What shape?
Bullet shape.
I mean, how good of...
Oh, they're very good shape. Light surface rust here and there from sitting around, but they've been sitting since like 1940. I mean, there's no mileage on them.
Oh, they knew in a box or something?
No, they were just shit that the old man saved out in the shed. So long ago, it was actually before the old man went in the army. Years ago, I wish he'd saved every damn one of them. You'd make a fortune on that shit, but not everybody did save. I mean, you know, I guess they never really thought, it's just a piece of a fucking car like any regular car it is today. How many headlights do we save now? And that was just like one brief period of time when they had those very nice pod headlights on those cars. Basically, it's like 1934, 35, 36. Then they went to, before that, they were just kind of plain. Still pod lights, but just plain buckets, But the ones in the mid-30s, they were like bullet-shaped, torpedo-shaped, regular pods. Very, very popular with hot rod guys today. And that's who's probably buying these headlights, because most everybody that has a 35 Pontiac, there's nothing wrong with their headlights. The car came with them.
You never know what somebody will need.
Yeah.
Or somebody will want. Well, look at that Craftsman socket. They don't make that no more.
Why not?
They don't make that size in quarter inch. A lot of things they don't make in that.
Oh, 11 30-seconds a quarter inch? Yeah.
In 6 or 12 point. When that set was new, you had a whole bunch of tall, deep sockets. You had 932, 316, 532, 1132. All everything was there. 716s, all. Then they just about make a tiny handful. They make 2 or 3 of them now.
It's because the only guys that use those tools are guys working on antique cars. I mean, modern mechanics would have absolutely no use for quarter-inch drive set in standard.
Well, I think they discontinued the one. Was 3/8 drive and a quarter. They don't make that no more. Probably because the socket was so tiny for a 3/8 drive. Because I have 2, and they made them last year because I got them. And then I went to go look on
The question
there.
is, what are you using standard tools for?
This and that.
Because, nothing but antique shit uses standard. I use them on the Model A, the T, and the DeSoto. But anybody with a car made basically after like 1978, isn't going to have much of a use for it. Nowadays, it's all metric. I mean, the Japanese cars have been metric since day one, but the American cars were phased in the 70s. Then they did a half and half bullshit right up to the mid 80s in some things. But after that, it's all metric. 10, 15, 14 millimeter, 13 millimeter, 12 millimeter, 11 millimeter, 17 and 18 millimeter, 19, 21. Those are the popular sizes anyway.
And then, like, Craftsman doesn't make a wrench in 6 point after 19.
Yeah.
It skips 2 sizes and then you continue on. But in 12 point, you can get 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 on up the line.
Yeah.
They just skip 2 sizes. Weird.
No, it's just demand. How much demand they have for it. That's all.
Yeah. But if you go to Mac or Snap-on, I know they make 18, 19, 20, 21, both 6 and 12 point.
Well, Mac and Snap-on cater more to the professional mechanic and industry, heavy industry and shit that might have a specific use for it.
Definitely an improvement on the lights.
How long have they been out?
Just went out yesterday. Last night.
Kind of surprising they both blow at the same time. That's weird.
That's weird. Yeah, I know. That's why usually,
I've never heard of that happening
unless
before.
you got a bulb on each side, then only your high beam will work and the low beam blew out.
Yeah.
In this case, it was
2 separate bulbs entirely.
yeah. Turned the lights on, so shit, so I knew right away something was wrong. I popped the brights on, I was like, what the? Got out and looked at it, so I got fucking 2 bulbs out.
Now, all those tools, and you couldn't change the light bulb in this car.
I don't know how.
Twist and pull, it's a light bulb. We were taught this in BOCES.
I thought you had to pull the whole fucking car apart.
And you want to know the secret?
No.
YouTube.
Well, yes.
You go to YouTube, type in changing headlight bulbs 2004 Honda. Guarantee you there's a video on here someone showed you just how to do it. Any damn thing you want to know. It's like someone has a damn video there to show you how to do the damnedest things. You want to skin a deer? It's there. You know, make mush pie? You'll find it.
Skinned a deer at my Buick.
Chase Terry around with a bucket full of ants? You'll find it. Oh, and every imaginable car wreck in the history of car wrecks from every country on the globe. Oh my God. Especially the Russians. I've never seen driving like that, except maybe the Chinese.
It's pretty bad. I've seen bad driving in Europe.
Oh,
All over Europe and Asia. I think Europe is probably the worst.
the Russians are playing crazy. I mean, just some of that shit they put on is... I guess all of them have dash cams in their cars. I don't know.
For insurance purposes, that's
Yeah,
why
they have
do it.
to, because all, you know...
People jumping in front of the car and, well, you ran me over.
Now the technology exists. Now they use it. It's just downright scary, some of the shit they see. Wonder if they made any advancements over here.
More lights on. Well, same lights.
There's actually some lights in some of the buildings too. Yeah, there's lights in that first building. Up on the top floor. Not so much the other buildings are still dark.
When did they say this is supposed to be up and running?
Oh God, who knows? It's gonna take them years to put this place together probably. Just the asbestos removal and the lead paint removal. Goddamn nightmare. And yeah, the ghost's gonna have to be exorcised.
Well, at least we've identified the problem with losing the jobs. It's the clothes.
Oh, yes.
It's been a mystery.
It's all the wardrobe. It's the wardrobe's fault. It's not Terry's fault. Yeah. Had to get shit canned in 90 minutes or less.
You know, people think you go to Goodwill, you're getting clothes like she's wearing. They don't.
No, they throw that shit out.
They throw it out. They're giving out good brand new clothes.
Yeah.
Nice stuff too. Name brands. Check it out, you know?
Yeah, well.
Picked out a suit for my cousin's wedding in Goodwill. South American cotton.
Nice.
Matching pants and suit, everything, top, everything. Still got it. That lady over on Fair Street, she just, you know, I think she fixed up the cuffs and did something with the pant leg or something. And my mom went to drop it off and she opened up the bag like that, and guess what the first thing she said was,
What?
She said, do you know what this is? She didn't even pull it and look at the tag. She just pulled, because she worked in a, her and her husband worked in a, what do you call it, fabric factory for 30 years. Both did. One manufactured it, one was a seamstress. And she worked with everything that you could wear. She said she did hats, gloves, everything, dresses, pants. She worked with denim, worked with all the silk, everything. She opened up the bag and she goes, look at this. She goes, do you know what this is? Or she didn't even know where it came from. She goes, that's South American cotton. I said, shit. So I said, is that expensive? She just said, oh yeah. No cheap shit in there. I said so. Nice shit in there.
Oh, she'll hear it on the video.
Nothing wrong going to Goodwill.
No, not at all.
I think everybody's got a misconception of the Salvation Army and the Goodwill. Or she does anyway. Yes, you go there if you're a little tight on money, but they got nice shit in there. You know.
Where is it anyway?
Well, the good one used to be over on Main Street. Now, it's not run very nice anymore. I bet you. Oh yeah.
So where's the good one now? Ah, waiting for you. Good thing you got that headlight fixed. You know what would be happening right now. Oh boy.
Oh, I most definitely would be pulled over.
Oh yeah.
Perfect excuse. You know why I pulled you over? Yes, I do. He's still back there. He ain't coming out.
I was waiting for a speeder or a guy with one headlight.
Hopefully, neither will be from me tonight.
Yeah.
They had the $10 lights, then you had like the $40 or $50 lights. I put those in.
You believe that fucking Ghost Hunter's been on the air for 10 years?
Really?
It's the 10th anniversary coming up. 10th season anniversary. I saw it on fucking cable. Like, what the hell? 10
I remember
fucking
it. I
years?
remember it when I retired. It was on.
Yeah.
I was 6 or
I didn't
7.
realize it was on that long. I thought it was like, I thought it came out around that time, but apparently not. They've been on 10 years. I'm like, oh shit. Well, 2004 they would have started, I guess. Now it's 2014. This will be the 10th season. Jeez. How things have fucking changed, you know? When we were kids, people used to run screaming in terror from the idea of the haunted house. Now, they seek it. If I was a ghost, I'd be kind of pissed about that. You know, you think about it. You're a ghost. What do you have? Fear. That's it. That's all you have. That's it. That's your whole existence. People are scared of you and you get to scare people. That's it. Take that away. What do you have? Nothing. Zero. Zilch. Why bother being dead? Jeez. They were having a whole marathon of their most, you know, the investigations that the public voted on they liked the most. And all different ones in there. Stanley Hotel was in there, a bunch of stuff like that.
Where's the Stanley Hotel?
Colorado. I was watching a few of them. I remember most of them. And he had some other show, but a couple buys a nice late 1890s, 1880s mansion, fixes it up. Does a really nice job on it. And the fucking ghosts drove him out. I tell you what, I'd be fucked before that happened. No way I'd run away from a capital investment. I don't give a fuck if it's 10,000 ghosts in there. You're dead. Fuck you. I'm not afraid of you. What are you gonna do? It's a living I'm worried about. Little bastards feed on fear. Show them fear and then you're fucked. I got
Bring
you.
Terry in there. Maybe the whining scare him off.
Yeah.
Fired by the head person, not...
The CEO of the company fired her.
You go down there and fire her. No, that didn't happen. I'll handle this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which only goes to prove your theory was right. Whoever hired her, whoever let her in the door, and she probably lined up a bunch of people.
Yeah. So we do not hire unqualified people in this establishment.
I want the head secretary, I want the supervisor, I want the assistant supervisor, everybody line up. I want answers. Yeah, she goes to Ethan Allen Staffing, that's where she works. That's where she gets her employment from.
For some reason, she wouldn't tell me. I said, what possible reason do you not have to tell? What do you think I'm going to do? You think I'm going to call up and say, fire Terry? You don't even fucking work there. They find you work. That's it. And they're not going to do that anymore because you've been fired from there 3 times already. 3 strikes, you're out. It reflects badly on them in the long run, you know. Companies are not going to seek out. Companies hire these temp agencies to supply them with manpower when
Yes.
they need it.
Mm-hmm.
And if they keep getting crap manpower, they're not going to keep calling them for that. You lose clients. She knew. I told her, come on. You went there for the interview. You saw the office. You saw the people working there. You saw how they dressed, and it didn't occur to you that you're going to have to go a little upscale.
Any place of business, that works in customer service.
Well, she wasn't doing customer service. She was doing human resources, data entry.
That's a corporate setting.
Yeah, it's corporate. It's a corporate office.
It's a corporate setting.
For a large company. I mean, it wasn't just, Ma and Pa Kettle in there or some shit like that.
The only person that's probably allowed to dress like that would be the janitor, and even then, I bet you the janitorial service, they're wearing blue coveralls with a name and a logo on their back something, with a matching belt, and then some construction boots or flight deck boots or something.
Yeah.
Outside of that, and then a white T-shirt. But it's still called a uniform of some sort. That's like secretarial and or office. Dress like you dress in a business, a pants skirt or a pantsuit. That's what you go in. Something with a collar, something buttoned up, dress shoes.
The next job's going to be janitorial. It's not going to be doing that. Get used to the idea. I told you, your age, you're competing with all these fucking kids coming out of college, no jobs, so they're taking the lower paying jobs.
Yeah, they're totally overqualified, so I'll take anything.
Yeah.
And just in case a position opens up.
I guess we'll have to wait for the next story.
Well, I can find out where the next job is, I can guess.
Apparently there are no prospects on the horizon at all at the moment. I did inquire about that.
You can go on the internet. You don't have to go through a temp agency. You can look on the paper. There's help wanted signs hanging up.
Well, there's a lot of jobs she won't take because they're real work. Or she's been fired from there already, so that kind of hurts her too. She's also in the habit of lying on resumes, and that's not a good idea. And in her case, she can lie on a resume to a certain extent. Women have it a lot easier than men in that area. Well, she has to do, so I'm married. My husband was providing our income. He got sick, fell down the stairs, cracked his head open. Now I have to go back to work. Now if they do a really in-depth background check, they're going to uncover that you have worked before and where you've worked and why you were terminated.
It doesn't take but 2 seconds. It pops right up.
Yeah. But for most, just basic jobs, like working at the sandwich shop and shit, they're not going to look too hard because they don't care.
Sandwich shop.
Yeah. They just want warm bodies behind the fucking counter. They know you're not going to be there for 1,000 years in most cases, and they're just going to squint at it a little bit and leave it alone. Basically, they'll just take that kind of excuse. Now, a guy can't do that. That's not believable when a guy says, well, my wife was the breadwinner of the family, and I would, yeah, okay, right, get the fuck out of here. You were a house husband, yeah, okay, we believe that. You were in prison, weren't you? You were in the, some shit like that. Then they're going to look.
I was catching shit when I first started looking. What do you get paid by an hour? I don't get paid by the hour. It's a different pay scale,
I'm surprised they would even bother asking questions like that after finding out you just got out of the military.
Right after my brother's house. Well, what have you been doing for the last 2 years? I was at board taking care of family business at the house. I said I did the VA, which didn't take 2 years, but I said I was helping my brother fix up his house, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it shows that you got no work experience. I'm like, oh, okay. You haven't been employed in like 25 years. Oh, okay. Sure. You know, that happened a couple, but I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm like, all right.
What did you think you were doing for 20 years?
You know, not all of them, just a couple of places. And I says, well, we need a by hour. I can't give it to you. I don't know. I said, well, give an estimate. I said, you know, 40, 50,000 a year. Figure it out. I said, and it depends on your rank, and it varied. If I wasn't getting, you know, hostile fire, tax free, and then I didn't start off at that. It started off as pretty damn low, you know, and you work your way up.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And then when I was in the military, some places don't know how to take a military address. You had to call a supervisor; they wouldn't do it.
Huh.
My AT&T card or a Discover card or something. So finally, just said, "Look, we just sent. Oh, we need a street address. They ain't getting one." I said, "This is where my fucking mail goes." I said, out of me and literally hundreds of millions of other people on active duty getting mailed these strange addresses.
Yeah.
You know, I said, I'm not the only one. You know, but we don't do that. I said, put the supervisor on the phone. Oh my God, you know. And they say, sorry about that. We had to go to another screen, you know. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, shit, you know.
Even the post office needs special requirements for military addresses.
You know, like I'm the only one with this fucking problem. Come on. You know?
I just sent a gauge cluster for a 76 Pontiac to some guy in Kuwait. Army support group, something or other.
Yeah,
you know.
and they got these. Like,
APO.
there's some kind of a unit, some kind of an organization.
Well, you have to put a certain thing in where the state is supposed to go and all of this. So he walked me. The guy, the customer, fortunately knew it was going to be a problem. He walked me through it. He said, "Put this right in the state. Put that under." I said, "No problem." And it went right
and there's
through.
foreign countries. You can't.
Yeah.
You know. It's, you're dealing with that. In other words, you don't know. Is the you don't
Basically,
know.
because the U.S. Postal Service delivers to these countries, to U.S. military bases and facilities, you're not paying extra like you would be for international shipping. But it is international. It does require a special, you know, customs form, not the regular customs form, a different kind, because it's internal U.S. military stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you do have to comply with the regulations in these countries. You can't like import drugs or weapons or, you know, other shit that's illegal in those countries or whatever. Pornography or, you know.
I've had mail open before.
Oh yeah.
Not a whole lot, just here and there. Very, very. And I knew right away it was open. You can tell. Because I know how my mom would pack shit, and I'm like, this was open. It was all there.
Well, they're not going to steal stuff. It's all in the U.S. military doing it. It's not. U.S. military does not turn its mail over to the customs of the foreign country. You know, it's handled internally, but they do. They probably do inspect. I'm sure they do. Nowadays, I'm sure they do it, you know, not obtrusively. They can just X-ray it or put it through the scanners and shit and see what's in there. And if it requires further inspection, they look further.
I remember one time my mom sent me something. Man, I got that thing fast. It must have hit just right. She said, I put it, the mailman took it, and he said it must have went right down to the, you know, post office there by the train station, and it must have went right down to the city. It must have jumped right on the plane. It must have hit it just perfect.
Yeah. But nowadays, if you use priority mail, it's the same. You know, priority mail is 1 to 3 days depending on the zone you're in.
Well,
And
yeah,
they treat it the same way
if you're
for
talking about flying
military,
something
too.
on an aircraft carrier, you can't guarantee that.
No, not that maybe.
That's what I mean. I'm not talking about.
But I thought aircraft carriers got mail delivery every day.
Well, it depends on when the cod lands. Carrier on board delivery. That's what I mean. And then once it flies to, you know, the 747 brings it over to Europe somewhere, then it's got to go, you know, find where the ship is, and we're somewhere different. You know, because we're moving around, and then it doesn't know if we're going to be in port, if it's going to be flown on board. That's what I mean. It's
I see.
so that could take a little bit longer, you know. And I got something like bam, like literally within like 48 hours or under. It was amazing. That was impressive.
Well, the Postal Service does try. You know, they do try to get packages to the military, especially as quickly as possible. They don't fuck around there. They know what those packages mean if someone is overseas, you know.
Well, she had a postal type job. It was working with boxes.
Whoever. Your mother?
No, Terry.
Oh, the pooper thing, whatever the hell that was. No, she wasn't mailing anything. She was just packing kits of some kind, putting kits together. I guess somebody else must have done the mailing part.
Plastic kits.
Well, they were stool sample kits or something like that.
God.
Take part A, put with part B, stick in part C, you know, that kind of thing.
Next. You don't know.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh my God.
So I wonder when Mike's going to launch the ants attack.
Oh, we gotta wait for summer for that.
No, you can get ants in the winter easy enough. It's from the ant farm. And I know Mike has an ant farm too. Well, keeping an eye out for Mike gives her something to do. See if that abandoned houses lady made any more videos. Another one who must be perpetually unemployed. Where the fuck could you possibly otherwise find time to do all this fucking exploring other
That's
people's
what I said
houses?
when I originally first said that. So she's doing like one a month. All right. She had something to do on a Sunday.
Let me go see if I can get mugged and raped and robbed and killed today. Yeah. Walking around abandoned buildings full of crack addicts, drug dealers, and who knows what else.
You tell people squatters
Serial
are living
killers.
in there.
Oh yeah, recently too, like that day. George Fisher Middle School.
1950s.
1963.
Did you ever go there?
I attended 4 years there.
Who about Mike?
Him too. Well, that's the middle school for Carmel Central School District. It's all in there. 4 years there, another 4 at Carmel High School. What I can't figure out is the middle school, so far as I'm aware, has never been expanded in all the years it's been there. Yet the high school's been expanded twice. You know, what the hell's up with that? Because the same, I mean, the middle school feeds into the high school, but that's the only school that feeds into the high school. You know, the middle school's got 3 different elementary schools feeding into it. Yet the high school's only got 1 school feeding it. But, yeah, why does it need so much more space? I don't know. 2 major fucking expansions.
Well, what North Salem did is a couple of years ago is they just made it all in one.
Yeah.
They just put up all the seniors and the juniors and elementary and every all in one thing now. Before it was you go down the street to PQ, Pequannock School, whatever.
And they wonder why this area has the highest taxes in the fucking nation. You know, that would be one of the reasons. I remember when I was coming into the school, they just finished a major renovation.
In the elementary?
Expansion, you know, in high school. Huge expansion. None, as far as I'm aware, none of the elementary schools have been expanded.
When they do in the early 80s?
They did that one, yeah, it was early 80s, like 81, 82. Yeah, it would have been 1980.
The hostages.
What?
The hostages.
Yeah.
Day 179.
Yeah. Yeah. That would have just been ending at that time. The minute Reagan spoke the oath of office, that was the end.
They knew.
And they just did a huge a huge expansion again, 2 years ago. Parking lot where the buses used to collect all the kids and shit, it's gone. Now it's a giant building sitting in this place. They wanted to build an entire new high school. What are you, fucking kidding me? $1 billion project? Who's going to pay for that? Well, it wouldn't cost that much, but probably
a lot.
$20, $30 million, yeah. Then you've got this big historic building sitting there empty, you know? What the hell? Might as well fix what the hell you have.
How said that old part?
1929. Wow. The year of the Great Depression started. Well, the Wall Street crash, October 29. You have 29, 63, 80, or 81, I forget which, and the 2009 or 10 section there. It looks peaceful and quiet.
All right, I'll let Mike know if I'll be around.
All right, Scott. I gotta very carefully make my way inside on this fucking ice. Oh.